Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Three of Cups, beautiful Three of Cups, very good energy. Very, very happy energy. Well, let's take a look at that card a little bit more closely, but we're going to put it into some context, okay? Because it could mean a few different things. We've got that Mercury in Cancer energy right here. And this is very good. I wonder if maybe you're being celebrated for something. Maybe you're being recognized for an achievement. Yeah, that could be what's going on here. Yeah, we have a lot of this earth. Oh, even more. Princess of Discs. And the Two of Cups. Interesting. Yeah, this is... I can kind of see what's going on here. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to randomly select one. We're going to set it down over here. We'll put Mr. Ed right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. And hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. We're also going to do something a little bit interactive, a little exercise that I like to do on the channel. If at any point during the reading you have an idea of what that card is, leave a comment, write it down, type it out in the comment section. I'm hoping that we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into our intuition, and over time, we'll get more and more honed in on the energies of these readings, right? We'll be able to really tap in. But first, let's take our overview. Now, we will have a moment of stillness at the end of the reading where we can all kind of, give our answers. But feel free to leave a comment anytime you get a sense of what that is, right? Now, looking at this, the first thing that we notice is that there are no major arcane energies, right? We've got fire. We definitely have our water. We definitely have our air here. And surely we have our earth, right? I know I shouldn't call you Shirley. But there are no major arcana energies here. And what that means to me is that this is something that is your own doing. This is something that you should take credit for, your own work, right? And I think that's what's going on here, especially with the Three of Cups in the beginning. I feel like you're being celebrated for something. I feel like you're being recognized for an achievement. I feel like maybe it's business, maybe it's something in your personal life. I don't know if you've had a recent breakthrough in your life, a recent success, or a personal accomplishment. Okay? But I feel like everybody is kind of like wowed by you, right? I'm getting this kind of, especially when we take this double air energy. This is the Prince of Swords. It's kind of a surprise. Maybe it's a surprise party for you. Could be. It could be a surprise celebration. It could be that you are being offered an award or being recognized for something, and you don't really expect to be recognized like this, right? I feel like there's some element of surprise here. I feel like everybody is kind of surprised by you, but I feel as if you're surprised too. Maybe you've surprised yourself. Yeah. It is something that's tangible, something that's physically manifesting, because we have this earth energy here. We have the 9, and we got that 7. We also have the Princess of Discs, right? So with the Three of Cups and the Prince of Swords, we've got that element of surprise, of kind of recognition, of satisfaction, of surprising others, but surprising ourselves as well. Now, the Nine of Pentacles in the recent past, I feel like this is something that you've been working on. Maybe it's a project at work. Maybe this is a new skill or hobby that you've been, trying to develop some skill or make some progress doing. It could be that this is a financial breakthrough, that you have accomplished some kind of financial goal or some career goal in general, right? Because it's something tangible. And of course, our cat TT is here to confirm this. So she's very surprised here too. And I'm sure she'll make her appearance shortly. It's something that you can sense, something that you can measure. There's an element here that, with the Nine of Pentacles, it is a movement. It's a function, right? The Nine, and it tells me that you've been working on something. See, here's the cat. I like just listening to her purr during the readings. Very calming. Helps me collect my energies a little bit. It's something that you've been working on. Something that maybe we didn't think was going to come to fruition, right? If we look at the other earth energies, we got that Seven of Pentacles there. This is what we actually can recognize. This is what we can see. Maybe we had made a lot of progress, but then that progress kind of stopped, right? It's almost like we hit a wall, kind of. But I think with the nature of the other energies in the reading, I feel like we're getting past this wall, but it's more a mental blockage than it is like our inability to do the work, right? Because I feel like we've been making perfectly good progress with this Nine of Pentacles. I love the Nine of Pentacles. It's all about gain. It's all about having the visible signs of progress, right? It could be something health-related, something physical. It could be financial. It could be a little more abstract, like a career. Right? But it could be your bank account. It could be your literal home. I feel like we've been working at something, thinking that we've been making some okay progress at it, nothing crazy, right? But then we hit a wall. Now we've kind of run into this Seven. And the keyword for the Seven of Pentacles is failure, right? It's almost as if the progress has slowed down. But this card has a different aspect to it that we don't really talk about very often. This might be the realization that this work that you're doing, whatever we're talking about here, and I don't know what it is exactly, whatever you're manifesting, you're realizing that it means so much more to you than just the physical, tangible result. Okay? We need to let that sink in. Because a lot of the time we measure our success by how much we produce, by how much we have, by the tangible quantities. Yeah. But I think you are coming to this deeper realization that the value of your work extends far beyond just the physical, tangible results. I think that this really does a lot. Maybe this isn't a wall, right? Or maybe it still is a wall, but it's one that's allowing us to realize the true value of what we do. Yeah. Because look at this. We have a Nine of Swords underneath everything. Now, the Nine of Swords really could be a cruelty directed at ourselves, right? A kind of a a real blow to our self-esteem and our confidence if we don't achieve the kind of visible progress that we were expecting. But it might be that this wall is not a wall after all. I didn't mean to rhyme that. Because it could be that this is the realization that you've been needing, right? To reinforce the belief in yourself that you are so much more than just the tangible results that you produce, right? That your value goes beyond just the quantity that you're able to present to the world. And maybe that's why we're surprising ourselves. Maybe that's why we're being recognized for something. Maybe we didn't think that this recognition was coming. We didn't think we deserved this because, well, we've kind of reached this wall. We've hit a point where we're just not producing as much anymore, maybe. And so we feel like, well, maybe my value isn't as great as I thought it was because of this Seven of Pentacles that I'm kind of looking at. But this is the celebration, this is the recognition for your value beyond the tangible results that you produce. I hope I'm making sense. I don't feel like I'm explaining this quite right. Maybe we should let the cat do it. Yeah. I almost feel like this is a real boost to our self-esteem. This is a real boost to your, just the way that we're reorienting our viewpoint. And we got that with the Two of Swords here. We're changing the way we look at our work. Now, it doesn't have to be your career. It doesn't have to be financial. Maybe you're retired, right? Maybe that's kind of part of it, right? For some of you, maybe we're reaching that point in life where we are not the producers that we once were, right? And if we're entering into retirement, maybe we feel as if our value is somehow less because we're not in the workforce anymore, something like that. But I think you're being celebrated. I think you're really surprising people, surprising yourself by what you are creating, which is not necessarily just goods and services in the workforce, the supply chain kind of deal. And I think this is exactly what you need. You need to understand that your value, that your creative power goes way beyond just the kind of, the workforce type of stuff. Maybe that is what this Princess of Discs is talking about, because this is in the future. This is what's right in front of you. So we may not be creating the same things that we were creating, yesterday. That may have stopped. But you are finding an even greater value in your life, and others are seeing and recognizing the value in you by what you are creating. Now, the Princess of Pentacles is infinite creation. It is the unmanifest world or universe card that is now made manifest. And so this is anything and everything. This is telling me that even though we may not be producing the same kinds of goods and services that we once did, you're creating so much more in your life that is of such greater value, truly, when it's all said and done. So this is where I'm going to ask you, what are you creating? What is this Princess of Discs for you? Is this a focus on family bonds? Is this some charity, volunteer work? Is this a foundation that you're getting involved with? A religion and some kind of an organization, a spiritual group or community? What are you involved in? What are you creating? Now that we are seeing beyond just the kind of what I'm calling the goods and services, and maybe you are still producing goods and services, but you're doing so much more, right? And I think that is what this whole celebration and this recognition is about. You're being celebrated for that. You are being kind of surprised by yourself in a way. And others are really finding the value in this. I don't know if it's a new addition to your work or just this new perception of it, right? A refocusing of your kind of mission statement, if you will. She does really purr loudly, doesn't she? We're going to move to the path of the serpent now, TT. Is that okay with you? Can we move to the next path? Here, let's sit right here. And we'll take a look at the path of the serpent here. And I'm purposely kind of avoiding the Nine of Swords a little bit. We talked about it a little bit, but we don't need to dwell there, okay? This is something that's underneath the surface, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But as we move here, we see something different. We see a Nine of Wands. Good fire energy, very strong. This is almost the idea that we've gotten in touch with our more unconscious drives, right? Our deeper spiritual desires, which take us beyond just the kind of the day-to-day goods and services kind of, creation. And I think that this is where your strength is going to come from now. This is where you have kind of centered yourself, right, on this connection with what is truly meaningful to you, right, on what your soul is speaking. We're now kind of tuning in and listening. Yeah. And I feel like this is the real strength that you have now to continue on with this new kind of perception, this new outlook, right? I'm gonna get this cat off the table. She really does want a channel of her own. Maybe that's the next channel that I should start, is just let her play with some tarot cards on the table. Anyway, with the Nine, this is a real boost in confidence. We have that Nine of Swords, right? Kind of it's not so much confidence. The Nine of Wands is a restoration of that confidence, of that self-esteem, of that ambition, of that resolve. I think that you've got such great plans, I feel like now we kind of have this Three of Cups moment, this Three of Cups energy, and I think it really inspires us, gives us so many ideas now, so we see so much potential for ourselves of what we can accomplish and what we want to do. Well, we've got coming up next these twos. We've got two twos. In the environment, in the terms of your relationship with the environment, it's kind of your relationship with the path of the dove, It's a Two of Swords. It's this idea that, one, we need to tap into the lunar energy, which is part of this strength card that we see, the Nine of Wands down here. We need to tap into the lunar energy in order to really find the value, to start using our perception in a different way, to not just perceive the physical, that we were making progress and then that progress kind of, the card's upside down, that our progress has changed in some way. And it seems like it has, slowed down or it has stopped. But we need to stop looking at it that way and look at it with more of our inner vision. So this is a shift in perception, right? And this is also a choice. It's time to choose to embrace whatever this new phase of your life is, whatever this new energy is. Embrace this new way of looking. Embrace this surprise celebration, right? And whether this is you coming to this realization and celebrating this moment, or if it's you being recognized by others, not for the Seven of Pentacles, right? It's not that you're being thrown a party because you're no longer like in the workforce or something. It's not a retirement party, right? I mean, maybe it is for some of you, but I think it's more a celebration of everything else that you're creating now. You know, maybe this is freeing up some time for you to focus on other things. Maybe this is a shift in where your heart really lies. You know, sometimes I wonder if retirement is just that point where you get to stop doing what you have to do, and you can start doing what you want to do, right? What your spirit, what your soul wants to do, and that's kind of a gloomy way of looking at things, right? But I think that's kind of a common perception, which is probably why we have these two rather gloomy cards above and below us. But what we can choose to do is switch our perception around, use our inner vision, start seeing things from our spiritual eyes, and see that now our opportunities are endless, that we can create and find value and meaning in everything, and we're going to be celebrated for that, recognized for that. You're going to be very happy in this energy. Okay. Now, the problem that we have here is this Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups in the position of the fears and worries and concerns or the obstacles? Well, I think what this might be is the idea that you'll never find the one thing that you fall in love with again, right? Maybe you had that here. Maybe this was, or at least with the Nine, you know, the Nine of Pentacles, maybe you were doing the work that you were loving this work, right? It was what you were meant to do. Sorry, Mr. Ed, I didn't mean to knock you around. So maybe the worry is that we'll never find that connection. We'll never find that kind of, that one thing that we just, you know, that our soul wants. Well, I think that we will find that. I think the reason why this card is here is because we recognize that in ourselves. We know that we need this. We need this direct connection with what we're doing. If we don't fall in love with our work, it's not going to be successful. We're not going to see the progress, right? Maybe that's part of this too. Maybe we've lost the Two of Cups in our current work, and now we're sitting in a Seven of Pentacles until we find the next thing. And maybe that's what you're worried about, that you won't find the next thing that has that heart to it, right? But what do we see as the last card? Well, we see the Princess of Wands. This now, from this strength, from this confidence, we know that we can go out and try many different things. This is the card, the Princess of Wands. This is the card about, this is the energy that deals with experimentation, taking risks, being bold, right? Trying new things. Just going out there and really doing something that is far outside of your wheelhouse, right? Maybe something that you've always felt in your heart, but we've never attempted. This is us experimenting with just one at a time, maybe, of the many, many possibilities of this Princess of Pentacles. So that's it. It's about shifting our perspective rather than looking at it as our usefulness has run out, or that I no longer feel connected with this work that I was doing, and now I'm just kind of stuck here. Rather than seeing this as an ending of this other path, we can see it as the beginning of this, really celebrating the fact that we now have all of this opportunity in front of us. And that gives us a lot of this courage, really, right? The courage to go out and experiment until we can find the very next thing that we fall in love with, right? I like that. I like that very much. Now let's take a look at this mystery card. If you haven't put your answers in the comment section yet, now is the time to try to do that. If you want to play along, you don't have to. Maybe you're driving or you're doing other things. That's perfectly fine. Thank you, Mr. Ed. But I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, if we can tap into our intuition, and if we can begin to come closer to honing in on this card as the weeks go by, as the days go by. I want to see how close we can get, or how much we can grow this intuition. I feel like we're all very psychic, very intuitive, you know. I think it's like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it's going to get. So I like to make this channel a little bit more interactive. And if you would like to play this game with me, well, that would be fun. So I'm going to leave the camera like this. Go ahead and try to connect with these energies. We'll have a moment of stillness. We'll see if we can tap into this. So go ahead and pause it now if you would like. I'm trying to see what I might think that this is. Honestly, I'd like to see some major arcana, right? Because we don't have any. So what we see going on here is really, this is all you. Okay? We need that. We have the 4 element. We need that 5th element, right? I want that spiritual energy to show that, yes, spirit is here. Spirit is within you, working through you, around you, above you, and in you. And that this is, you're not just being kind of left on your own here, but this is work that you have accomplished. That's why I said at the beginning that you need to take responsibility for this. You need to accept this celebration as something that you have earned. Now, whether this is, maybe it is like a retirement party or something. This is the joy and pleasure of the infinite possibilities that are in front of us. Right? Rather than lamenting going from a 9 to a 7, right? We're almost saying, we're almost being thankful for that. I'm thankful that this path ended here, because now I can really do something else. Something that has deeper meaning for me. Okay. So I think you're really going to surprise yourself. I think everyone is going to be surprised by what you continue to create in your life. I'm thinking major arcana energy. I'm thinking maybe Emperor, maybe the Devil card, right? That Capricorn power card. Maybe something like the Empress, maybe Art or Temperance, maybe the Magician. Maybe the Magician. Let's see what we have. Wow, look at that. Magician energy. Yeah, this is something that I think you're going to, well, one, this is something that definitely is going to impress everybody, right? This is something that nobody really thought that you were capable of, right? I think that you're shifting into some kind of energy where it has been latent in you for so long that now it comes out with a lot of force, a lot of glamour, a lot of spectacle, right? A big energy. And I think everybody is kind of caught off guard. Everybody's really impressed and really surprised at the same time by this almost a hidden talent that you now are expressing and growing and refining. So it may involve something that you've always had a strong affinity for, but never explored, right? The Magician is this is a very interesting card, especially for this reading, because we have all of these other elements. And what does the Magician do? But the Magician takes the 4 elements and creates a world, creates a reality, right? So it could be that you're going into something that has a little bit more of a public life to it, you know. Could be that you're going into art or music or show business, or you're putting yourself out in the world in a new way. It's something that's going to require you to use all of these energies, right? Your fire energy that we see, the water energy that we see, and even the air energy, the change in perception, the intuition, and the earth energy, the knowledge that you've gained from the work that you've already done in your life. This is a really magical card, and I love this. This is telling me that you're going to create out of this material. This is almost like the raw material, right? This is all of the elements wrapped up in this Princess of Pentacles. You're taking all the raw materials and you're creating a rich, magical, beautiful reality. I think you're really going to surprise everyone, yourself included. This is really great. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New Capricorn readings come out every Thursday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And I do want to thank you for watching this reading all the way through until the end. It really helps out the algorithm. And that is something that this channel needs. Sometimes the algorithm can be a bit finicky, a bit temperamental. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for being here. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent